Now let's go up to the center of the ring, Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now to bring the combatants for our first heavyweight title fight to the ring. First up from the blue corner, let's welcome Edward Guitierez.
There's Edward Guitierez. He is the 39-year-old veteran who got a late start in boxing, didn't start till 2002. Still, he's undefeated at 15-0. Comes from the southwest suburbs of Chicago, Oakland, a suburb in that area, and has, for the most part, has had most of his fights in Chicago, and tonight gets to sample Florida a bit.
And kind of running through what he's going to do tonight. He doesn't know much about John Chapman, trying to figure out how he's going to feel him out. This first round, he's going to try to learn as much as he can about Chapman. Also, you keep an eye on your opponent. Watch him walk. Watch him, the way he shifts his weight. You can learn a lot about a fighter by seeing him in that stare down when he first comes in the ring. So a little bit of schooling for him, and he'll be ready to go.
All right, well, Edward Guitierez, and his opponent's also undefeated. And let's go to Bob Alexander.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way into the ring from the red corner, J.D. Chapman.
Here's John Chapman, a 22-year-old from a very different environment than Guitierez, who lives just outside the big city of Chicago. This young man from Mansfield, Arkansas, and he will have a former heavyweight champion in his corner as his trainer. Michael Moore is now his trainer, and we know that a lot of the folks in Mansfield, Arkansas, watching this pay-per-view, they are rooting for this young man right now.
And really, when you meet the guy, you really know why. Nice kid, real amiable outside the ring, really doing his homework, and he's brought in Michael Moore there to learn more about the sport of boxing, and who would know more than Michael Moore?
That's for sure.
Is a fighter who's former heavyweight champion, been around a long time, and knows the game from the inside.
All righty.
How to explain that to his fighter.
That's for sure. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape of these two men, and we see, of course, a monstrous difference in height, John.
Well, and that's a big difference, at that height. Look at the 6'6" is Chapman. He is a tall fighter, and he fights that way. He fights on the outside, uses his jab well.
All right.
Still in a learning position, though. He's trying to settle down more, make more of a pro style.
All righty, and of course the age, a big difference as well. We'll see how this one plays out. Two heavyweights who've yet to taste defeat. Bob Alexander has it for us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy holidays to you all. We welcome you inside the Hard Rock Live Arena here at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in beautiful Hollywood, Florida. Tonight, Warriors Boxing Promotions in association with NAFTA Moskva, Samson Lukowitz, Friends.com, Duva Boxing, and the Seminole Tribe of Florida is proud to present Global Warfare, an evening of championship boxing for your entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, our first bout of the evening is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing for the USBA South Regional Heavyweight Championship. Your judges scoring this championship bout at ringside are Alex Levin, Bill Ray, and Peter Trematera. Your referee in charge of the action is Jorge Alonso. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks. He weighed in at 230 pounds. This young man undefeated in his professional career, 15 wins, no losses, 1 draw, with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. He comes from Oak Lawn, Illinois. Let's welcome Edward, the Iron Man Guitierez. His opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white with red and blue trim. He weighed in at 246 pounds. This young man also undefeated, 18-0 with 17 wins by way of knockout. Originally from Seminole, Oklahoma, now fighting out of Mansfield, Arkansas. Let's welcome J.D., the Natural Chapman. 12 rounds of boxing for the USBA South Regional Heavyweight Championship. Referee Jorge Alonso with the instructions.
I spoke to both of you in the dressing room, okay? Let me remind you, protect yourself at all times. Step back clean during the breaks. Good luck. Touch him up. Good luck, gentlemen.
So we're getting ready to go in this heavyweight encounter, the first of our matches, and what we hope will be a very exciting evening of boxing. We have every expectation that it will be. John Chapman and Edward Guitierez, big age difference. Guitierez 39 and Chapman 22, and we noted the height and reach difference. We'll see how that plays out.
Oh, and wisely, Chapman comes out with a jab. Start the jab. The last thing my trainer and my father always told me was, get the jab going. Everything else falls in place. Good right hand from Guitierez. And Guitierez is just a wild swinger. He really comes in, he throws real hard punches, and they're real wide on the outside. For Chapman, shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Real straight punches right down the middle.
We'll see how whether he can make that work against Guitierez. Neither man has lost, even though Guitierez has a draw. And of course, he got a very late start in boxing, didn't start till the year 2002.
That draw back in March of 2003 against Guy Solis. Solis was 7-1 at the time. 4-round draw. 4-rounders are so hard to win anyway. You only have 4 rounds.
Exactly.
That's why they call them 4-rounders.
And are often draws. Round 1.
Interesting to see Chapman. I really wanted to watch this kid because, you know, we know Michael Moore in his corner was a wonderful fighter, a great fighter. And let's see what kind of trainer he is. He has the knowledge, and I'm down to have trained fighters. It's so frustrating to be a former champion training a fighter because you're thinking, get out of the way, let me go in there and do it. You know, I do it myself.
Is it hard, Sean, in your case and Michael Moore's case, you both were, of course, boxing champions with excellent skills. They often say that in every sport, great athletes sometimes have a hard time because they are frustrated when others can't do what they want them to do.
It is very frustrating. I don't want to train any fighters. I have my whole life. My parents, you know, when I was growing up, we trained fighters. But I could care less about training a fighter. I'll help anybody that I can, but I don't want to train them. It's too stressful. Easier to get in there and do it yourself. Good left hook by Guitierez.
Yeah, he's trying to get the left hook in, and Chapman trying to use his height and reach. He had virtually no amateur experience, Chapman, and so he's learned on the job as a pro.
Well, that's a nice jab from Chapman. You know, even backing up, he's utilizing that jab. Gotta watch the head of Guitierez. Chapman, you know, got into boxing. Just fighting in the tough man tournaments. He went at 19-2. Non-paid ranks. He started when he was 19 years old. Now he's 22, and a good combination from Chapman.
Just about a half minute left to go here in round 1. It's scheduled for 12 because it's for a Southern Regional Championship. And round 1, one in which Chapman has been able to kind of control things from the outside.
20 seconds left in this round. Pretty good pace for heavyweights, too. I always like the taller fighters like Chapman that can punch down on their opponents. For Guitierez, he has to reach up to hit the head of Chapman. Maybe get a ladder.
They'll do it for round 1. Well, you know, if you want to find out more information about these boxers or upcoming events, here you can go to the warriorsboxing.com website. It's an excellent website. You can find out all bios about people like Chapman and all the boxers. You also find out other events here at the Hard Rock Live Arena, which is a fantastic facility. It's one of the best facilities for boxing.
It's a great facility. It's real tiered. You got, you know, a lot of people up in the rafters here. And great crowd on hand, good knowledgeable boxing crowd. Great to see the website up there too, warriorsboxing.com. You can go on there and learn more about your favorite fighters. It's so hard to see it in the paper because sometimes the paper don't print it, but you can go on there and find out all about them.
Absolutely. We head into round 2 of this heavyweight encounter between John Chapman in the white trunks and Edward Guitierez in the black. Chapman from Mansfield, Arkansas, where Mom and Dad are watching tonight, and he says a lot of other townsfolk as well. And Edward Guitierez in the blacks. He is from Oak Lawn, Illinois, a suburb southwest of Chicago. And round 1 was pretty good round for Chapman, but here comes Guitierez with those looping punches.
And that's what Guitierez has to do. He cannot stand out in the end. Don't back up from this guy. You know, the guy is 6'6". His reach is 2 miles long. You can't back up from him. Get inside. Go stay down low. Bob and weave. Work your way in and then punch when you get in there. Work your way in and then punch. Start off at the body, then go to the head.
Guitierez with only 6 knockouts in his 15 wins, so he's not a monstrous knockout puncher.
Good jab. When you don't know what to do, jab.
That's actually true. That's good advice, because for the most part, that will make good things happen.
Yes. You know, the jab just sets everything. You get that jab work and everything else falls in place. Also, you get the guy, your opponent, looking at your jab, your left. Here, take a look at this. Put it out there easy, put it out there soft. Okay, punch my left, and then you hit him with the right.
Halfway through round number 2 of this scheduled 12-rounder, the first of our 4 bouts this evening. Of course, later on in our main event, Sam Peter against Robert Hawkins in a very important heavyweight match. Sam Peter tries to reestablish himself after his loss to Vladimir Klitschko down the road tonight.
Very important. A lot of tension in that fight. Great to be here at Hard Rock Live again.
Yeah, we have a nice crowd on hand, and we hope you're enjoying it as well. Minute left to go here in round number 2. And Sean, it's a round in which Edward Guitierez has found his way inside a little bit more.
Well, he's working his way in. He's learning as these rounds go by. You know, we talked about him not really knowing that much about Chapman. He's knowing what's in front of him. He's trying some things. He's learning. In a lot of these championship fights, too, Al, the first 3 rounds are kind of throwaway rounds. The fight doesn't start until after the 3rd for champions.
Half a minute left to go in round number 2. Left hook on the inside by Chapman. Not his punch of choice, but he used it there.
I like what Guitierez does when he takes and he turns his fists around. He puts them, there by his chin. I'd like to see him put them in front of his face. He's protecting his Adam's apple here, but I like him doing that. He's like saying, I'm being ready to fight, being ready to brawl. Like that, right there.
That'll do it for round number 2.
So you listened pretty good, but then you did it once and you didn't do it again. You do that right, you came back with that hook. I want you to keep doing it. Remember, this guy's got a body too when you're inside. Start working that body a little bit.
Take a deep breath.
And you still got that chin up in the air a little bit, okay? You're giving him an opportunity to throw that right. Keep that chin down so he don't throw that right, okay? Once you got him backing up, he was on the ropes like this. Why don't you move in? That was your opportunity to move in on the man, and you didn't do it. You're not gonna get too many of those, okay?
Right.
You gotta start taking your time.
You're doing good. Stay low.
Yeah, you got your chin up like this. Keep that chin down, damn it. Give him an opportunity to catch you with that right hand, okay? When he's moving back, he can't fight.
We're into round number 3 of this 12-round battle between John Chapman in white trunks and Edward Guitierez in the black for the USBA Southern Regional Championship. Hence the 12 rounds. And we've had 2 relatively uneventful rounds so far. Both these fighters are undefeated. Chapman 18-0 and Guitierez 15-0-1.
Both of them kind of getting acclimated to this 12-round distance. You know, it's a different kind of race. A 12-rounder compared to a 4-rounder, 6, 10. It's a different race.
Well, and for John Chapman, as they were training, he's never been past 6 rounds. Now, Guitierez has been 10. It's early to talk about that, but not really, Sean, because as you point out, it has bearing on how they fight the early rounds.
Absolutely, and it's all predicated upon the early rounds and how you set up your attack. Also, between rounds, they are, you know, you listen in between rounds, they are controlling the fight. The corners are trying to out-strategize the opposing team.
Guitierez trying to get on the inside and make something happen.
Yeah, I'm sure we'd like to see him there. It's a good combination.
And there's something Michael Moore told us that Chapman's working on, trying to not get him to move straight back so much. They don't want him to, obviously that's a problem.
Watch that shoulder, none of that shoulder stuff. Jorge Alonso, the veteran referee. You know, with Chapman being so tall, it would be hard to get your shoulder in there. You know?
Yeah, it's
shoulder's
true.
like way above his head.
6'6". John Chapman worked the body pretty good there with the left hook, and there was a nice uppercut from Chapman.
And a good hit from Guitierez.
Chapman fighting him on the inside, doing well, but maybe giving Guitierez at least the chances there.
And it's hard to hit somebody with a knockout blow when they're right up on your chest like that. The uppercut will work well, the hooks will work well. Chapman would like to see him go for the uppercut. What a great weapon that is.
And he did use it a couple of times in there, but Guitierez not throwing too many punches, languishing on the inside. Half a minute or so left to go in what has turned into now a very good round for John Chapman.
Good round because Guitierez just covering up. He's staying on the inside, ready for Chapman to hit.
So the final seconds of round 3, and it's the first one that has produced sustained action in this fight. Most of it coming from John Chapman. See if he can continue that round 4.
Yeah, Chapman was busy that round. A lot of those punches, though, kind of on the arms or on the shoulders. If you got through, there's Michael Moore. Down to the body, one body work from him. Here's what happened in that third round. It was Guitierez just laying in, hands up around his face, trying to get Chapman to punch himself out. Chapman trying to dig around. See, you look for those holes, look for the openings. Dig around there. There's a nice little slap to the body, and then trying to come up here stairs. It's so hard to fight a guy like Guitierez who just winds up and throws the one shot, one haymaker.
We head into round number 4 of this heavyweight encounter. I'm Al Bernstein along with Sean O'Grady. Nick Charles, our third member of our telecast. During the course of this broadcast, he's going to be talking to a lot of interesting folks in the audience. We have a lot of good celebrities. Don't want to ruin it for you by tipping it off. We've got a lot of fun folks for him to talk to. And of course, he'll be talking to the fighters after each fight as well. This one is scheduled for 12, and we are in round 4 of this heavyweight encounter. Chapman in the white trunks and Guitierez in the black.
For the USBA South Regional Championship. You know, it's so important for a young fighter to get a belt. That's why they're fighting, both of them undefeated. They're fighting to be able to, when you walk into a championship fight, you gotta have your belt to walk in with you. You know, plus you gotta hold your trunks up. So you need a belt. So these two are fighting for a belt.
You make the point, and it's true. Of course, all these regional belts and all the rest, from time to time, people are very cynical of it. But to fighters, it does mean something.
It's extremely important. You don't want your opponent, it's psychological. You don't want your opponent to have one up on you. If he's the champion, he's already got a belt. You've got to have a belt to come in the ring. Back to the jab. Back to the jab. Jab is so important. And for Guitierez, he has to kill that jab. Boxing is about imposing your will on your opponent. Kill that jab. How do you do it? Overhand right hand to the body. You even kill it with a jab, even with a shorter man. He's got to use it. This is horrible for Guitierez. Just laying there like that, covered up. It's a terrible impression for the judges. Not to mention the impression on your face.
Now, Chapman, we mentioned he's never been more than 6. We'll see if he would be a little arm weary later. In theory, Guitierez could be trying to get him arm weary. We'll see. A little over a minute left to go here in round number 4 of the scheduled 12 round. Jorge Alonso is the third man in the ring, though he has not had a lot of activity here. Counter right by Guitierez after Chapman opened up. Chapman moving straight back, which is what Michael Moore doesn't want him to do.
And once your back hits those ropes, you got to slide down the ropes. You know, it comes from training in the gym. I know Michael's been working with him on it. It comes from training in the gym. There's a good overhand right. You know, for Guitierez, he's dangerous because he explodes. These explosions just catch you off guard.
Good work on the inside there by Chapman. We have a little under a half minute left to go. And then the next 2 rounds, we're going to have Nick Charles in a moment or two with one of the first of our celebrities here. So,
star-studded crowd here tonight.
It really is, yeah.
I heard Al Bernstein is here too.
You know, I've heard rumors to that effect, but he's so elusive that I'm not sure. Seconds remaining here in round number 4. And that'll do it. What do you say we go over to Nick Charles? Nick?
Al, with heavyweight contender Shannon Briggs. Shannon, you're in, you're out, you're in the top 10 again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Happy to be there.
What about the main event looking way ahead here? You got Samuel Peter, a guy who's on your radar screen. Why would you want to fight him at this stage? Because that's what they're talking about next.
You know, well, it's funny. I wanted to fight him before the Klitschko fight, but he fought Klitschko, and just like I thought, he was exposed. I think he's a tough kid, but he's very green, and we'll see if he improves tonight.
You got nine in a row right now. You're on a comeback trail big time in the top 10. Unbiased opinion on J.D. Chapman. I know you got a vested interest to get the same manager, but this kid, he's still a baby, isn't he?
He's green, no amateur fights, great kid, young, 20 years old, a huge talent. He just needs to be worked with.
Okay, Shannon Briggs with us, special guest. You'll be seeing more of him in the heavyweight picture. He is back. Al?
All right, thank you, Nick. Shannon Briggs, who has had many incarnations in the heavyweight division.
And I tell you, he's so talented. Shannon Briggs, so we've seen him here. He's got so much talent, so it's good to see him back, you know, working again. And he's trying to get on a roll, you know, have 5 or 6 fights a year, and, you know.
And a nice personality as well.
Real
All right,
personable.
we move into round number 5 as we approach the midway point, or get close to it in this 12-rounder. John Chapman in the white trunks, the 6'6" heavyweight from Mansfield, Arkansas, who's been training here in Florida for the last few months against Chicago Edward Guitierez, who just lands a very good overhand right.
I'd like to see Edward put some of these punches together. You know, he has the one shot that he just goes for the knockout. That's so hard to get when you're looking for. It's like standing at the plate, swinging the bat, trying to hit a home run instead of just getting a hit. There's a good uppercut, Guitierez.
Not putting any punches together, Guitierez. Now we're approaching the point where, as I mentioned, Chapman's never been more than 6 rounds in this one is scheduled for 12. Guitierez has been 10 once in his career, so we'll see how these middle and later rounds play out. Of course, we know that Arkansas has a relatively recent world champion in Jermaine Taylor, who beat Bernard Hopkins twice, and has energized the boxing community in Arkansas.
Great, wonderful fighter, good kid, good thing for Arkansas boxing. And this man, John Chapman, hoping to do the same.
And he's a young guy, 22 years of age.
A lot of good skills. Look at those pivots.
Yeah.
That's taught to fighters. You don't learn that in a book. Somebody stands there and they show you how to do it.
For a guy that had very little amateur experience and for the most part was a tough man, he does have some pretty good skills. Obviously, he's still working on them, but he shows moves like the ones you're talking about.
And he's got heart. You know, in that tough man tournament, a lot of guys have a lot of heart in there. They get in there and they try. It's like, you know, the House of Rockies. They all get in there and try. And this guy, you know, coming from the tough man, Chapman, he tries like he is him.
Good left hook a moment ago by Guitierez. Still rounds being controlled from the outside by Chapman, but more and more from time to time, Guitierez getting in those singular shots.
But what Guitierez has got to be careful of is mopping himself into a corner. I mean, I've got him way, but he hasn't won a round in my scorecard. And he's going to, this could be a 10-9 all the way through this bout. 120
Exactly.
You're
like me. I need an abacus to figure things out. Good left hook. Over the years, my math has never improved in boxing. Good work on the inside by Guitierez.
That's his home. That's where he should fight.
So, a little better for Guitierez. Some action at the end of round
5. Big right hand on the end of that round, and he blocked. Guitierez hit Chapman high on the forehead, on the temple.
Sit up.
Chapman wobbled there.
Sit up.
Listen up.
Can't let this guy get in on the inside. He wants to try to pop something because you're too high. If you're too high and your head is too high, he's going to try to pop something. I need you to throw the right hand through the punch, through his glove. You're throwing a piss-ass right hand. You throw harder than that. Okay?
That's great. Great instruction from Moore. Here is Guitierez. Watch his, here at the end of the round, watch this right hand high on the temple, coming up right here, I believe it is. A little bit of wobble from Chapman. Guitierez is getting his moments now. He's getting into this fight a bit, and he's punching, which he has to do.
Moving into round 6, Edward Guitierez in the black trunks from Oak Lawn, Illinois, a suburb just southwest of Chicago. He's 15-0-1, 39-year-old. He got a late start in boxing. And John Chapman, just the opposite, a 22-year-old young man from Mansfield, Arkansas. Gets a caution from Jorge Alonso. He is 18-0, John Chapman, and has, for the most part, controlled this match through the first 5 rounds.
And he's still learning. You know, between rounds, it was great to hear Michael Moore telling him, oh, big hook. And a little bit of a wobble from Chapman. Big hook. He's got to watch out for Guitierez's punches. Now, Guitierez not known as a knockout puncher.
Only 6 knockouts in 15. Chapman going after him with an upper leg and landing some big shots.
Remember what Michael Moore told him between rounds. He said, don't let him inside. You're fighting too high. He wants Chapman to get down and punch through his gloves. You know, you're taught to punch on that heavy bag that fighters use. You punch through the bag, punch all the way to the back side of the bag, not to the front of the bag. That's what they're trying to get Chapman to do.
Chapman landing a right hand there. Obviously, you heard Michael Moore in between rounds not impressed with the right hand that Chapman is throwing. And so Chapman trying to use that punch a little more effectively here in round number 6.
You know what he's saying? He's finished the cycle. In a boxing event, fight, you've got to finish the cycle of your punch. The cycle is to pronate the blow right at the end and lock your elbow. Turn your hip, turn your elbow, your shoulder, and put everything into it. Step into the punch. And he is not, Chapman is not doing that. He is arm punching. That's what Michael Moore is upset about. Arm punch, good left hook.
Uppercut on the inside by Chapman. He has that punch and throws it pretty effectively.
And when you don't finish the cycle, here's what happens. Your opponent can grab you like Guitierez is doing. When you don't punch all the way out, finish the punch, keep your arm straight, lock your elbow, and your opponent can grab you.
Under a minute left to go here in round number 6. Just about halfway through this 12th rounder, the first of 4 of our matches in our main event. Sam Peter taking on Mr. Hawkins in what should be a very, very entertaining heavyweight matchup. An important one certainly for Peter, and for Robert Hawkins, an important one as well.
Entertaining as long as it lasts. If, you know, for Peter, for him to make a statement, he's got to really go for the knockout.
Yeah, he usually does. Uppercut on the inside there by Guitierez, and now Chapman kind of languishing on the inside. Another round in which John Chapman has probably won, but the next round he fights will be the first time he's ever gotten to round 7.
You got to bring it to another level. Okay? 7th round coming up, now he's into your turf. You understand? He's never been this far. Let's go. But you got to make him work in order for you to start picking it up on him. As you're getting in there, you're not doing nothing. You're not doing shit. Come on, Ed. You're going to keep yourself in there. You don't get this fight because you're letting it go.
I tell you, so tense in that corner, you know, so much tension. Michael Moore knows what he wants Chapman to do. Chapman, he doesn't know what he doesn't know. Chapman doesn't know what he doesn't know. Still working. Here's the combination. Chapman still kind of pushing his punches, not really snapping them out. It is Guitierez going backwards. Every time Edward Guitierez retreats, he gets clocked.
So round number 7, as I mentioned, a round that John Chapman in the white trunks has never seen before in a professional fight. He heads into it with a healthy lead in this match, maybe a shutout so far against Edward Guitierez, the 39-year-old from the Chicagoland area.
Really a perfect way for him to go into this 7th round into uncharted territory for him, because he is not in any danger, still figuring his way out, still learning how to fight in the 7th round of the fight.
Guitierez so inactive on the inside. Sean, it would seem that's the right hand there. That's what Guitierez needs to be doing, throw some punches.
The combinations, we talked about putting them together. If you're in this division, you don't throw a Tommy Hearns type of punch, a long, snapping, quick, fast punch. You can throw that combination together.
Go to the body!
Go to the body! Guitierez too much standing around like this. Waiting.
Body shots by John Chapman. Bangs away against Guitierez. Maybe his best punch in the fight.
Well, it is Chapman who is making this a
Fight or get out.
fight.
Fight or get out. Let him go, Guitierez. You hold him. You hold him.
Yes, I want to fight. I want to fight.
Get off his head.
Don't get in my cage. Protect my cage. Punch you out there.
They're halfway through. Another right hand by Guitierez. So a sudden change in his fight, then the uppercut. So Guitierez has been working on the inside and being somewhat effective. Certainly this is his best round of the fight, even if he isn't winning.
He may be winning this round because Chapman's opposing new world record.
And here's a young man for the first time in round 7 standing here, not doing anything, getting hit. So this is a difficult moment for Chapman.
Huge uppercut. Guitierez has power.
Guitierez letting him push himself out a little bit. Let's see if he comes with something before this round ends, Guitierez.
Edward looking for the KO. That's what he needs. Look, kind of shake out the stiffness in this Chapman. Bounce around, loosen up, get that jab going out there. Keep him at arm's length. There you go. Make him stay out there. Jab him all night. Keep that jab going in his face. You can put it out there and keep it out there, and then block it.
So the wild left hook is the exclamation mark for round number 7.
I want you to give me another round like that, okay? Give me that. Give me another round just like that, you hear me? But I still want more punches from you. And I want you to move your head more. I want you to start dipping like this, look. Just like this. I want you to do it all the time, you hear me? Don't stop dipping like this. And every time you do it, I want you to start punching. Now let's bring it to another level now, you hear me? Let's go. You see he's tired now, come on. Start picking it up.
And again, that's what they want from Edward.
That's how bad you want it.
They're talking about just weaving, and then
It's almost like that. You gotta let them hands go.
let him go.
Okay, thanks.
Another one. Hear me?
Let's go!
Hear me? Step to the left.
So a lovely reminder that this is round 8. I hope you're enjoying this pay-per-view, Global Warfare, an evening of featuring a distinct international flavor. The fight's coming up. We have fighters from all around the globe, Nigeria, Ukraine, Dominican Republic, Ireland, and of course the United States.
Parts unknown.
Parts unknown, places we don't even know where they are.
And that's terrific because it's so interesting to see the different styles, the different cities, the different countries, the different styles that they bring into the boxing. It's all kind of similar, but it's all different.
This is round number 8, and John Chapman in round 7 showed signs of tiring. He's never gone past 6 rounds. Let's see if he makes some things here. Round number 8.
We saw him in that 7th round trying to shake it out a little, trying to just kind of loosen up and back to jabbing, trying to bounce around like he's doing here. Get some distance back there. Guitierez just has to Armstrong. Just get on the inside, throw his hooks, throw the combinations, use that uppercut. Remember they told him between rounds to dip, block and counter.
Now, the left hook by Guitierez.
Wide open, wide open. Why are you hit by that?
Did you give Guitierez the
No, no.
So that would have been the first round on Guitierez.
Yes. He was aggressive in that 7th round. He was the one throwing the punches. And it was that 7th round Chapman was copying Guitierez was doing earlier in the fight. He was just laying in there with his hands up around his face.
Now, Guitierez, the one throwing most of the meaningful punches, super effective. One thing Chapman's not doing in this round, at least, is laying on it.
Right. And he's trying to get some distance. You can work on this in the gym. You can explain to your fighter, you can show him on video, but until you actually get in there and get dead tired like he got in that 6th round and 7th round, until you go through that, you don't know if you can do it. So there's a lot of things he doesn't know that he doesn't know yet.
Left hook by Guitierez. This round, he's a 39-year-old fighter. Fresh to the sport. He only started in 2002, so he's got 16 professional fights. Nice uppercut. Guitierez can land that punch on the inside. We'll see if this rush toward the end has won Guitierez another round. Body shot by John Chapman as we wind down the final seconds. Round 8, scheduled 12 rounds.
Well, he tried to pick it up a little bit more this round, did Guitierez.
You gotta get these rounds, man. You gotta get all these rounds. Smart, keep boxing. Keep boxing. Keep boxing. Do your work and come out of there. Left hook. Sit up, sit up, sit up. This is you and I right here. If you want to be a champion, this is you gotta be better than that, okay? Go to double left hook. He's on the inside. He's coming in. Try to uppercut. Don't stay on the inside with him because that's his game plan. He cannot reach you. Use your jab and jab the shit out of him. Okay? You gotta jab it. Go to the left hook. Just follow back with the speed with the right hook. He got his hands up like this. Go to the outside. Remember I told you the outside in Jason? You gotta work and get out more. Remember I told you the outside? Work it out. Outside.
Attributes. Michael has Teddy Atlas, who was wonderful with Michael and told him, talk to him through this fight. Let's go, guys. Championship of the world.
We move into round number 9. John Chapman, the white house. 18-0 coming into this match. Get out! One, two. Fight right by Chapman. Outbursts occasionally by Guitierez. Mike Chapman is in territory he's not seen before. He's never been past 6
It's Guitierez that has more explosive punches. Chapman looks to me like he's still thinking too much. He's still trying to pick up what he's still trying to push his way through it. Guitierez, he's a lot looser. He's throwing in combinations. He's just waiting for the so much the psychology of boxing is so vital, especially to a young fighter like Chapman. Get your money, Brady, let's go! Right down the center, Brady.
Trying to stay on the outside, occasionally getting hot shotted by Guitierez.
And remember what Michael Moore told him between rounds. He goes, I want that uppercut. I want the uppercut. He's seen that. Why would the uppercut work? Because of the way that Guitierez fights. Look, rushing in like that.
Guitierez might have done enough to win. I think it's a close round. We'll see.
He has been the aggressor throughout this first round. This round.
Here we go,
You're gonna beat any of these guys, this is the guy you could beat. This is the guy you could beat, you hear me? Okay? You gotta start letting that uppercut go, letting the right hand go. As soon as you slip, you gotta let them hands go, okay? As soon as you slip, hey, as soon as you do this, just step into it, step in with the hook, step in, because he's moving back, okay? As soon as you step in, you can land it. Then when you land that hook, come back with that right hand, all right? Come on, we need these next 2 rounds, you hear me? You gotta get to another level on these next two rounds, come on. You gotta start picking it up. This is the 10th round coming up. You hear me?
Okay.
Let's go.
Come on, hey, come on.
Hey,
Come on.
good. We need a drop. We need to drop this guy at least once. You hear me? Okay. Throw that right lead right here. Come back with the hook. Hey, he's open.
Great stuff.
Gotta stop.
You know, it's great when he whispers in his ear, just between you and me. Let's go.
You and me and the whole television audience.
Just between us. This is what I want you to do.
We're headed into round number 10 of this 12-rounder. John Chapman in the white trunks, Mansfield, Arkansas, is undefeated, 18-0. And Edward Guitierez from black trunks, Lawn, Illinois, southwestern suburb of Chicago. He's 15-0 to match that no one has been down or seriously hurt in. No cuts. Controlled over the first 6 rounds or so by Chapman.
That's the punch. Good right hand.
His corner has been waiting for as well.
Guitierez fighting more like a tough man. When we talked about Chapman coming out of the tough man tournament. And Guitierez fighting more the tough man. You know, on the inside, roughs, inside punches, hooks. Not afraid to take 2, get 1. He's a tough guy.
We heard from Shannon Briggs that John Chapman has been sparring with Shannon Briggs. As Michael Moore said, it's very good when you can spar with someone who you are not yet on the level that you can beat them. You can learn from them.
Where you want to get beat is in the gym, not in the ring. This is for real out here. Plus, it's in front of your family and friends. I know you talked about all the people back in Mansfield watching you, Chapman.
Keep it going.
Get off his head. Left hook that he delivered.
Get off his neck, Chapman. Chapman too. Right hand is right there in front of his chin. That right hand his chest. Just in front of your face.
John Chapman has come back a bit. Has to be really lackluster. He's some better punches and together. So that will do it. Round 10 passes into the
You got a second win here. You got a second win here. Come on, you just got your second win. You just got your second win here.
He's coming in.
Work your jab, kid.
Don't stay on the inside and bang with it. All right? Keep him on the outside. If he is inside, he's trying to. Don't get too relaxed because you're getting relaxed. Don't relax. Okay? Do not relax from me. Okay? I want the right hand.
Come on, you can do it. Well, here is what has been happening. We talked about that left hook. Even he remembered it there, get that hand up. But he's getting one of those left hooks because he's dragging that right hand. Chapman, he holds that right hand just in front of his chin.
Do your work and get outside. Do your work and get out. Do your work and get out.
Stick with the head, stick the right hand.
Who cares?
Let's go, let's go.
Round number 11 coming up. 2 more to go in this 12-rounder, and it shows every indication of going the distance. Either John Chapman of the white shirts or Guitierez in the black have been down or hurt during the course of this fight. Guitierez has put on something of a rush in the last portion of this fight. Whether it would be enough to get him a decision win remains to be seen, but he may have at least partially even scored for the first 6 rounds in which Chapman dominated.
It does seem as though, Al, that he's doing everything to lose just a little bit each round. Which is extremely valuable.
There you go. There you go.
Do it again. What a great job for Chapman. They told him you got your second win now. What happens is, as an athlete, is you get your first win and you get tired from it. Once you get your second win, you can go all night. When you get your second win, you finally can relax and then get into the fight. And now you finally got your second win. You just feel better. Plus, by the 10th round, I think the window was open for Guitierez there in those middle rounds. By the 7th round, and he had a big save. Guitierez you can see the distance. You can see the line since the end of this race.
Guitierez himself has never been past 10, so this is starting territory for him. Chapman had never been past 6 until this fight.
For both. And what an accomplishment for a guy that's never been past 6 or past 10. You really don't know how you're going to do it.
Right hand. He is a good right hand puncher. He has not been as effective in this fight as I think he would like, but he has landed from time to time.
Hands up! I got him! I got him! Hands up! Get up! Get up! First round! Hold me, Chapman.
Left uppercut. There's that pushing off like this, which heavyweights are often do. It's not legal, but for time immemorial, they've been doing it. It's an effective
Ready to go, Timmy. There he is. Drop down to the back. Go around.
Harry, cards the tape. Don't let him rock it.
Last round right here.
We got to work. We got to work.
Last round. Okay? Where? This is the last round.
Lift up. Come on, hey.
This is the last round. I want you. He's going to come out there and try to go for break because this is the last round. Okay? This is the last round. This is what I want you to do. I want you to keep on the outside. He's trying to come in too close. When he tries to jump in too close, you have to throw the right hand.
You need to knock this guy out. You hear me? Come on, Ed. You can do it. I believe in you. Believe in yourself. You hear me? Start jamming. Start going to that body and come up the middle. This is it. Come on. You can get this fight. You hear me?
Come on, Ed. Come on, let's win.
Come on. Let's throw.
This is it. Spin it.
Both of them really sparked 2 in that final round. Both of them were really intense in the corner. Kind of
Last round, gentlemen. Let's go. Keep it clean. Let's go.
And we'll see how it all plays itself out here in the 12th and final round of this heavyweight matchup. John Chapman, the white pants, Guitierez, the black. Is there a chance for Guitierez to work this out?
they told him to come out. These punches from Chapman. This is a guy in that 6 round.
what they're looking for from Chapman. Guitierez is a short fighter, not the greatest technique. Obviously, can't be super late. What they're looking for in this fight is to determine whether some other fighter who has a bigger left hook and really reach is going to land some of those left hooks, and how Chapman will absorb them. So they'll look at this tape and go to school on it.
Oh, this is invaluable for Chapman and for Michael Moore. You know, they got to get back in the gym and work out. We're going to see some other things that Chapman does wrong, or he needs to tighten up better. The only way you know that is to go through an experience like this. He needed to fight this
Chapman, for the most part, very little amateur experience, fighting a tough man contest, but he's learning as a pro, so this is part of the process. So we had a 39-year-old fighter going 12 rounds, and we had a 22-year-old who's never been past 6.
Probably feels like 39 right about now. Yeah, but you know what? He got that second round, and it really made him a different fighter. He was falling asleep there in that 7th and 8th round. He got awakened. He got a second win, and they knew it. They knew it in the corner. Michael Moore knew right away. He got a second win, and he could go on. And Edward Guitierez, he put up a brawl. I think he started way too late in this fight. He didn't get the combinations going. Hopefully he, too, learned a lot about himself. And you know what? This just says he will always be able to tell people he was in a championship fight, he went the distance, and he knows. The judges scorecards, and they won.
Well, you're right. You know, for Guitierez, 39-year-old, who got into the sport very late, he's able to get on a pay-per-view television telecast, go to 12 rounds, fight, as you say, for a regional title, and hang in there. So for him, this evening has its perks, and you can see that in his attitude.
Yeah, nice kid. Kid, 39 years old. What's happening to me? I'm a 39-year-old kid.
Sean,
but he's a nice kid. Here's Guitierez still going for the knockout in this 12th and final round. And you see a little bit of wobble. Chapman a little bemused whenever he got tagged. The end of the round is Guitierez still looking for that home run ball and a big right uppercut from Edward. And Chapman hung in there.
So
this 12 rounds.
This one is in the hands of the judges, and they're getting tabulated. And in fact, they have it ready. Let's go up to Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Hard Rock Live Arena here at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, we go to the scorecards. Judge Peter Trematera scores about 117-111. Judge Alex Levin scores about 118-110. And Judge Bill Ray scores about 119-109 for the winner by unanimous decision and the USBA South Regional Heavyweight Champion, J.D. Chapman.
Chapman, a happy man, and some of the crowd, maybe with the wide margin of the scores, but it's pretty hard to imagine John Chapman not winning this match. And he notches his 19th victory as a professional. He has no defeats, and he goes 12 rounds. And up there to talk with him is Nick Charles. Nick?
Al, I didn't have to go 12. You did, J.D. First time.